Hey everybody, welcome back to another episode of Samp&Chance Boxing. I'm your host, Bobby Sampson, joined as always, my man with the master plan, Mr. Chance. Michael's Chance, how you doing, buddy?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself?
Can't complain, man. Got this groovy little setup here in the back, recording remote this week, so
Yeah, it's nice.
better to have this background than the background that's actually here.
Yeah, I know. I like it. It's good.
Fair enough, man. So, what a weekend of fights we had, huh? A lot of people think Sears got cheated here. What are your thoughts on it, man? Did Navarrete win?
Well, they're going to overrule it, and it's going to become a no contest. They haven't done that yet, but that's what's going to happen. Um, you know, the referee, it's hard for him to see the position that he was in, but he went to Jack Reese for the official replay, and then he agreed with the referee. I don't know what he was thinking. Navarrete, of course, is downplaying it, saying it was the headbutt that split my open. He said, I got the punch, but that extra headbutt is what really made it split. That's Navarrete's angle. Not many people are buying that, right? We all saw it. It was the punch, and then the headbutt was after. So Suarez got robbed. He should have been the champion. How they ended the fight there with the cut like that, not accidental headbutt, was the punch. Suarez would have won the fight and be the champion. So they're going to overturn it to a no contest, and we're going to redo it in the next few months.
Yeah, no, I mean, run it back. I mean, credit to Navarrete though. He did win those early rounds, though, right?
He did.
I mean, that worked to his advantage. That he did have that in the bag, but I mean, it's a tough one to call, Chance. I mean, let's think about it. I mean, yeah, the punch, then the headbutt.
Mm-hmm.
The reality of it is, it's like the punch could have softened it up, and the headbutt could have just did it, right? I mean, who's to say there was a cut? Like, I mean, couldn't they like still frame it so much where they can actually see, or is that
Yeah,
impossible?
I know they did. They figured out it was the punch.
It was the punch
It
that
was
kind
the
of.
punch. Yeah, it was the punch. Headbutt came after, which may have made it bleed more, but the initial cut was from the hit.
Why couldn't you see that during the fight when they
And I
were
don't know how
reviewing
the
it?
how the replay guy couldn't see that or got it wrong when the referee
Maybe
put
they
the
don't have
replays.
the technology there at ringside, right? Maybe
They
they
didn't have
need
all the
to.
different angles that ESPN had.
Well, they need a war room where they can actually pinpoint it and do it. Like the way they did it now, probably in hindsight, right? Taking
Mm-hmm.
it and breaking it down frame by frame. So that's that. But overall, what did you think of the fight?
It was a great fight.
Yeah,
Tough Mexican versus a tough Filipino. Suarez should have won. He should have walked with the belt. But Bob Arum already said we're going to do it again, and it will probably change. WBO will change it to a no contest. They haven't officially yet,
yeah,
but because they're still reviewing all the tapes and going through all the analytics. But
yeah.
that's what's going to happen. But hell of a good fight, though.
And over across the pond, we had the wood loose. You picked the winner, my man.
I
Talk
picked the
all
winner.
about
I
it.
knew it. Yep.
Tell us more.
Well, I'll give a quick breakdown of what happened here. Kakachi's jab, reach, and footwork were the key with the fight. CompuBox noting he landed 41% of his combination punches. Wood only had 20%.
Yeah.
His ability to turn jabs into compact, his upper jabs and everything, it was sorry, uppercut was just it was too much for Wood. Wood's a tough guy, two tough fighters. They went to war here.
Yeah.
I just knew Kakachi. I thought he was a little more skilled. I just thought he had the edge, and that's why I picked him to win. Almost the exact round that I picked, but yeah, it was just too much for him. But a great fight though.
Well, when I think of Lee Wood, I a lot of times you look at him and he comes out and he looks amazing, and then in his next fight he looks like a complete. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like I didn't know what to expect here, but man, he really put everything into it this time. But unfortunately, didn't go his way, man. But what do you see for him now, man? Do you think this is it, or
For Wood,
yeah?
no, I think he'll fight again. He had a good performance. Just lost to a better fighter. He looked pretty good up until round nine. Let's break down round nine when it all ended here. Wood started out aggressively, but left himself open. So I don't know why he wasn't covering up more. Kakachi landed a heavy left hook, sending Wood staggering to the ropes for a standing count. Kakachi followed with a relentless assault, right uppercuts, a left to the body, leaving Wood defenseless. Wood's corner threw in the towel at 2:15, and referee John Latham signalized it's done. Right
Yeah.
call by the corner. Wood was done. He got rocked. Some saying it was early stoppage, but no. His team threw in the towel. I mean, great fight. The Widow fight again. He's 36. Still got a couple fights left.
There you
Hell of
go.
a
There
good
you go.
fight. The
There you go.
Navarrete, Suarez, Wood, and Kakachi fights are both really good fights.
No, they were solid fights, man. I mean, otherwise in a slow time right now,
It was.
like I think right now in boxing, it feels like it comes in waves, doesn't it?
Yeah.
Like this month is slow, then it picks up again in June and July, then August will be slow, and then September blows up again.
Yeah.
So maybe
Yeah, no,
this
it was a
is
good night of fights. Really good night of fights.
no, not bad at all. I mean, right now, I mean, as we're recording, all disclosure, the Misfits fights are on.
Yeah.
Darren Till's fighting right now.
Yeah, I saw it. I didn't
Uh,
watch it, but yeah, I know it's on.
I'll be honest, man. I'll tell you, just to just kind of switch gears a little bit. Was never a fan of this Misfit stuff. I'm still saying it's subpar. It's like MLS version of
Yeah, it's not
boxing.
quite on the upper echelon of some
But
of
these
these.
guys are getting serious about it now.
Hmm.
It's
They
not
try hard. The
really
guys fighters fight hard.
well, it's not really all about, just whatever influencers, right? I
Yeah,
mean, granted, a lot of them still are, but that's where they started. But a lot of these guys are taking it seriously,
yeah.
really
No,
seriously.
that's fine. I'm glad they have their they have it's like TNA wrestling, and nobody really watches or cares about it, but it's there. It has a spot, and this is the same kind of thing.
There's a crowd for everything, right?
Yeah, exactly.
All right, man. Tyson Fury hinting he wants to come back. $100 million. Is he worth it?
Yeah, he is because he's gonna sell the tickets and sell the pay per views, so he'll earn that money to be paid. They wouldn't pay him that money if they think they can make it off of him.
Him and Joshua, that's the only fight left to make.
Well, Tyson does a lot better than Joshua. Tyson hasn't been knocked out. He got
Yeah.
knocked down. He gets up. Joshua's been knocked out. Cool. I think Joshua's shot, but they'll fight for the King of England kind of thing, and
Well,
they'll
dude,
do it. It'll be a good fight, and there's a good. If the first fight is close or there's some controversy, maybe we get
yeah.
two fights out of it.
Well, regardless
Usyk said he wants to fight Fury again. He's ready for it
I was
after he
just going to
fights
talk
Dubois.
about that right now, regardless of that, because everybody knows that's the big fight, even regardless of chins and who's shot and who's not. That's the money fight,
Mm-hmm.
right? And I think Usyk looks at what he's going to make against Dubois in July and realizes it's a quarter, if that. What would
Yeah,
you say? Like, I mean, minimal.
I mean Usyk beat Fury, but it wasn't like he beat him down, beat the crap out of him. Like he won the fight, but it was close. I mean, he lost by a couple rounds for you. So they could sell it as we could have a trilogy, even though it's 2-0. It was close enough where it would sell to the public if you really, really wanted to swing that angle.
You could. No, you could.
I don't know if there'll be enough money for it. It's hard to say
But well, you know
if
what?
he wants to
If
put if
Fury gets through
Kirky wants to put up the
Joshua,
money.
if Fury gets through Joshua, Usyk gets through Dubois, which potentially could not happen. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
Like he could potentially lose this fight. Out
Mm-hmm.
of
The
the
was
three,
tough.
well, think about it. Out of Joshua, Fury, and him, I think this might be the toughest challenge.
Yeah, because the boss is still young still.
Right?
He
That's the
hits really
thing.
hard.
That's the thing. He's a young man, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, but then again, Dubois, they've already tangled. He kind of knows his power. I don't know how much more power he can gain in a year and a half. Is that possible, or is what you have is what you have?
He might get a little bit of power if he changes his technique up, but he's pretty much is what he is, which is a
Yeah,
heavy, heavy puncher. So
yeah.
we'll see what happens.
Okay, so we got that happening, and then just when I think Teofimo is like the brightest of them all,
Mm-hmm.
he does some silly, stupid ass shit, man.
Yeah, I don't know what they're going to do with them. I don't know if they're going to suspend him or give him a warning. I'm not sure that they're looking into it. They haven't said anything yet. I don't think Atio's apologized yet.
I
Uh,
haven't seen anything. So for those who
so
don't know, Teofimo Lopez, after New York Times Square, that this and that, he was the only fighter I said that looked like he had his senses. He was kind of growing into his own. He was maturing.
mm,
Great things to come. And then he just shoots me out of the water completely by using derogatory language in a video towards Terrence Crawford.
mm.
So I'm
Terrence
really,
Crawford is a bit of a shit disturber, Terrence Crawford.
oh, he is. He
But he didn't.
is.
Yeah, but yeah, Teofimo can't be saying that. And he said it, and it's on video. And I'm sure he might get suspended. I don't know what they're going to do with that. Actually, it's hard to say. They can't take the belt from him for saying that, but they could
No.
suspend him. I don't know how they play it.
But do they even do anything though?
Maybe give
Because
him a
I mean,
fine.
well, Ryan was doing some pretty heinous things online too, and he
I
didn't get
know.
a single punishment, right?
Yeah, I'm not sure what's going to happen with this, but he hasn't apologized. So maybe I think he should. I'm sure people are telling him to do that, and he's
Yeah.
refusing to listen. I'm not sure, but yeah, definitely very stupid of Teofimo. You know what? Man, that guy's always going to do stupid stuff. He's just the kind of guy he is.
Yeah,
He's
but
never
dude,
going to
he's
change.
just going so good.
So
Now,
was Ryan too
and
until he fought.
now the normal guy out of that foursome, or yeah, I guess foursome. Haney, Tio, Romeo, or Romo.
Well, Haney doesn't talk like that. But yeah, I know what
He
you mean.
doesn't talk like
No,
that, but
Garcia and Teofimo, they have a screw loose. They're great athletes, but they're just not all there up top, and they're always going to do weird and wild stuff. Just we think they turn the corner. You never know with those guys.
well, I really thought he did, man, and I was really hoping he did. But
Mm-hmm.
here's the thing, man. In most of this buildup and everything that we saw, his dad wasn't really present.
Mm-hmm.
look how boisterous his father is, man. Like in that video,
I know.
like that's just bad parenting. I'm sorry.
Yeah, but Teal's a grown man. He should know better than that, right?
You would think so, man. You would think
What's
so.
on him? Can't blame his dad for that one.
It is what it is, brother, man. All right, man. I tell you what, we have a fight this weekend, an
Hmm.
interesting one. Sergey
Yep.
Boychuk versus Mikhail Fox. This is interesting, man. Mikhail Fox is huge
Hmm.
for 154.
Yeah.
I see you've broken it down on X for us a little bit. Why don't you share what you have for us, my man?
Yeah. Well, first of all, Sergey Boychuk's a huge favorite. This
Yeah.
should be. I don't want to say a walk in the park because Mikhail Fox has never been down, but this is the fight that Sergey Boychuk should win, will win. Round between round 6 and 8, right? Let's give a quick breakdown of this.
Yeah.
Boychuk is 25-2, 24 KOs. For anybody that doesn't know math, that's a 96% KO rate. He hits heavy. He's 6 foot. He's got a 73-inch reach, and he's orthodox. Um, he's lost to Virgil Ortiz and Brandon Adams, but he's ranked #1 by the WBC, and he's ranked #6 by Ring Magazine. Mikhail Fox, 29-4, 5 KOs, but only a 21% KO rate. So Boychuk is not worried about Mikhail Fox's power all because it's virtually non-existent. But he is 6'3",
Yeah.
81-inch reaches, 8 inches, and he's a southpaw. So that makes it a tough matchup for Boychuk from that standpoint. He's tall, he's rangy, he's relying on his jab, he's got good movement, and he always keeps a distance because he's got those long arms. So
Well, it's kind of
Boychuk's got to get in there and hurt him, which I think Boychuk will. Mikhail Fox will not knock down Boychuk in this fight. I don't see that happening. So Boychuk between round 6 and round 8, TKO. I'm assuming
well, I'm gonna go a little later
ninety-six
into that.
percent TKO rate is pretty impressive.
Yeah, yeah, no, no, and I'm not
Mm,
disagreeing with your analysis at all, brother. All I'm saying is just that at 6'3" with an 81-inch reach, right? Being a southpaw as well,
mm-hmm.
that's a bit of a difficult matchup. I mean, the one blessing he has, Boychuk, is the fact that he doesn't hit hard,
Yeah, the Mikhail Fox is in here. Yeah,
right?
so he's
So,
not going
so
to be scared of the power.
he's not gonna be scared of the power. Like, I mean, maybe that first 2 rounds he's gonna test it, see where it's at. But I mean, like you said, if he can get inside, but I think it's gonna take a little longer just because of that reach.
Mm-hmm.
At the end of the day, man, anyone can get hit with a lucky shot, right? He can't be too
Yep.
lucky or arrogant. At least I hope he isn't. So I'm thinking myself maybe between 10 and 11, but yeah, it'll be stopped.
This fight, Boychuk is such a favorite. You have to put down $1,200 to win $100. So the Vegas
Yeah.
odd makers have zero respect for Mikhail Fox.
And you know what? Sometimes that makes you even more dangerous,
We'll
brother.
see what happens. But yeah, I don't give Fox much of a chance. But yeah, like you said, they got the reach, got the height. So hopefully it can last a few rounds and make an exciting fight for
Right?
everybody.
Like, I mean, that's what Flandora does, right? At least he has some power behind his punches.
But a lot more skilled than Fox, though.
No,
And
no, no,
Boy.
100%, but he also has the power
Yeah.
a little bit, right? I mean, who was it? Wasn't there a fight like a couple of weeks ago where the tall guy against a little guy?
I'm not sure if so. I didn't see it.
Okay, man, there's just so many fights these days. Oh, brother, man, what's happening in the world of professional boxing?
Well, first of all,
History.
this is not history here, but in Vancouver, we got this thing coming up. It's the second time. It's called Underground Pit. It's a BC amateur boxing show,
Yeah.
and it's going to be on May 30th. It's invitation only, which means you got to know somebody. The tickets are pretty reasonable, $60. I think 45 and $35, which is pretty good for amateur boxing. There'll be 8 to 10 fights. It's got moved from the Hastings course to the Fraser View Hall, but only the back part of the Fraser View Hall, not the whole place. You don't need that much room because there's only going to be 300-400 people in there. You don't need 800-900 people room, so the back room there. Hastings said, yeah, they don't want that kind of crowd around. Not the Hastings, Vancouver people themselves, but Hastings Racecourse is controlled. It's a company owned they're out of Toronto. The boys back, he said, no, we don't want those boxing guys around. And, boxing crowds are pretty good. MMA crowds can be a little shady, but Spence said, no, wrestling only there, which is shocking. But yeah, just moving over to the Fraser Hall there, May 30th, Underground Pit 2, BC Amateur Boxing. Future stars, possibly. You never know who you'll see out there.
Fair
Yeah,
enough.
you don't know.
Fair
Could
enough.
turn out to
Very
be a
cool.
star in 10 years.
So here's my question for you.
Yeah.
How is it invitation only if you still have to pay?
Well, because you're not going to let you in for free. You got to know somebody to get in, right? It's not really a club show per se, but there's going to be no walk-up tickets, basically. I mean, you can message the guy and say, I want to get in, I'll give you a ticket. But I don't know why they wrote by invitation only. That's what it says on the poster.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you can't walk up and buy a ticket. So if you know Bob, Dave, or Steve, for example, making up names, they want 4 tickets, and they'll put 4 tickets aside. You walk up, hey, I'm Bob Smith,
Okay.
4 tickets, pay the money, kind of thing.
Fair enough.
So
Fair enough.
mm,
Oh, sounds really
should be
interesting,
good.
man.
It's a lot
Any
of work those boxing shows because we have to get the doctors there, we got to get the judges there. The doctors make $500 to $800 a night, depending if you know the doctor. You pay the judges, so it adds up really quick. Not a lot of meat on the bone when you pay all those out for the smaller boxing shows.
and then the athletes themselves.
And the athletes get their PO. They don't get much, a couple $100, depending where you are in the card. Actually,
But they're
sorry,
amateurs though,
the
right?
amateurs get nothing.
Yeah,
This is just a showcase, pad the record up, and get to become professional.
fair enough, fair enough. And then I guess is there a buffet? Is there food?
No, none of that's happening at this one.
Oh wow, eh?
The show,
No drink?
yeah, no drink, nothing. Well, there'll be like pop and juice and stuff, but there's not going to be any buffet. No, that's for the big shows.
Hmm.
You got to pay for the whole building for that, and that's big money.
Fair enough, fair enough, fair enough. All right, brother man. I tell you what, anything else in the world of
Yeah, I got a couple
boxing
things
history?
here. We're
Yeah,
going to go back to 1955.
yeah.
Rocky Marciano, he did some rough work as he made his fifth defense of the heavyweight championship with a ninth round TKO over Don Cockle in Kezar Stadium, San Francisco, this week, 1955. The one and only, never lost, undefeated. And one more thing I'll bring up because it's a pretty big week in history this week. Muhammad Ali scored his third knockout in a row as he made his second defense of the heavyweight championship during his second reign with an 11-round TKO of Ron Lyle at the Convention Center in beautiful Las Vegas, 1975. There you
1975.
go. Two of the
You know,
greatest heavyweights ever, Rocky and Muhammad.
75 was a beautiful year.
Yeah, 50 years ago, and then Marciano 70 years ago when he did that. So time flies, man.
Yeah, I'm telling you, man, 75, man. That was a year of yours truly. I love that
Good,
year.
good year.
It was a good year, good year. Brother man, something I want to talk to you about because I think it's really important because this is really important to you. We haven't had a chance to talk about it. Manny Pacquiao coming out of retirement to take on Mario Barrios. We got an undercard and everything. How excited are you, man, to see your guy one more time? And did you think you would see him one more time?
I was when I seen him last in 2021. I remember
Yeah.
talking to one of his I don't know, somebody part of his team was on the same plane as me. Said he'll fight again. I didn't think it'd be 4 years. I thought after 4 years maybe he's done, but he came back with those exhibitions to feel it out. They're gonna do a press conference on Tuesday, so that'll be fun from LA. They stack an undercard. Got Pitbull Cruz, Tim Zoo's on there, so they're loading this baby up, and he's 46 and he's gonna beat his old record when I saw him last. Sorry, in 2019 when he was 40 when he beat Keith Thurman. So he's going to come back and beat his old record. He's going to win the belt. And if he wins the belt, he says he'll retire. Maybe he'll fight again. I see him beating Barrios because Barrios doesn't hit very hard. I don't think anybody, I could see Pacquiao stopping him, man, or at least knocking him down. I think Pacquiao would win a decision here.
Really?
He wouldn't come back to make, so Barrios is 29 right now. The time he fights Pacquiao, he'll be 30. So he has 16 years age gap. Pacquiao wouldn't come back if he couldn't bring it. He wouldn't come back if he didn't think he had a good chance. He wouldn't bother. He doesn't need to the money. He doesn't need to prove anything. He's one of the greatest ever. He's coming back to get that belt and do something that nobody else has done. And if any man can do it, it's that guy.
I'm telling you, man, 4 year layoff though. Like I know you're a huge Pacquiao guy, and I love him too. Don't get me wrong.
But he trains all year, eh?
I get it, but his legs, that's what concerns me.
I don't think he'd come back if he wasn't ready.
Yeah, but he knew his legs weren't ready when he fought Ugas.
But that fight was already booked. Now he's had 4 years to feel it out and see how he is in sparring, see how he is when he's running on the road work, and he feels good. That fight, he didn't want the fans down. People travel all over for this guy: Philippines, Canada, England, Brazil, wherever. He's worldwide, so he doesn't want to let the fans down. We already were there. He probably should have postponed it, but he said, "I don't want to let the people travel here. I can't say no. I'm not fighting. You guys come here, spend all your money, and what? I don't show up. Not right." He's the kind of mentality he has. So I don't think he'd come back if he wasn't ready. I'm not guaranteeing a victory, but I think he's going to beat him, man. He's definitely not worried about Barrios' power. That shouldn't be a thing. We'll
Well, I
see
mean,
how well Pacquiao's cardio lasts after round 6 and 7, right?
well, I'll tell you what, Manny
It'll be
is
fun.
a person. He will never take the easy fight. He will never take
No.
the easy route. He works hard, right?
Oh yeah.
You know what I mean?
And
And
like
so
he
that's what
says,
it's
he
all
just
about.
trains all year round because he loves to
Yeah,
train.
yeah.
So he's always in shape. And I guess he felt like he wants to do something nobody else has ever done before. And he's already been the 8-time champion, 8 different divisions. Nobody's ever going to do that. And he wants to do
No,
another record to his record. So good for him. I got to see him for this is my 7th time seeing him live. So yeah, it's going to be good.
chances are we might be there.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be a
Yeah.
lot of fun. Great undercard too. So they loaded this thing up.
Oh, dude, it looks like a great card. And dude, where are we having it? Is it going to be T-Mobile
They
or
haven't said
MGM?
yet. They haven't said.
That card, man? I think it's too small for MGM at that point.
It's gonna be T-Mobile then. One of the two.
I'm just guessing. I don't know. Maybe it's MGM. Who knows, right?
I'm not sure. I'm
Push
not
them
sure what they're
over.
gonna do, but it's one of the two.
There you go. There you go. Talk to me a little bit about the boxing league you're in, man. How you doing?
We're doing good. Yeah, it's what is it? I don't even know how many guys are in it. 10 or 11? I
You
think I'm
got
like
one other
fourth.
Vancouverite in there, I heard.
Yeah, I don't know if he. It's weird because at first he said he wasn't from Vancouver in the first show. It's like now he's saying he's staying here. Maybe just I don't know if he's actually a Vancouver guy like us or he just moved here. I'm not quite sure. Nice guy, but yeah, I'm like fourth right now. It's you kind of jam in the middle. Some guys are ahead by like 2 points, 3 points. It's really
Yeah.
tight. So I mean, this goes on to September, so you could be in last place right now, be 40 points behind, have one good week, and next thing you jump up to first, right? Whoever loses this, whoever comes last, is relegated out. You go down to the bottom league, and which is pretty embarrassing because everybody here has a show, everybody has a podcast. So the guy that gets kicked out, it's not a good look. Doesn't mean there's nobody's talking about. It just means that it's more of a pride thing, I guess. And there's money on the line, there's some prizes, and there's a little bit of bravado. It's all in good fun, but yeah, there's definitely some bragging rights here.
Well, I mean, at the end of the
It
day,
goes September, right? So
I think it's best that, I'm glad you're the guy that we put out there for to play for us. So,
the main thing is don't get relegated. That's the main thing,
well,
right?
dude, I mean, it's up to you, man. The glory and honor of Samp&Chance are on your back, my friend.
Yep. Yeah. So yeah, right now the guy that's in first after this week, whatever happens, we don't know what's gonna happen in the fights. He could drop down to last. The guy in last could pop. That's how tight some of this stuff
So wait a
is, right?
minute. So, do they all listen to our show by any chance?
I don't know.
Okay, so the number one guy's the Sweden guy, right?
He's number one right now. They read the stuff on X though because they talk about it. I don't know if they actually listen to it. So I think Neutral does a little bit and Jams a little bit, like just scroll through it. But there's 10, 11 of us. We can't all listen to everybody's shows. So we listen to there's 10 guys with 10 different shows. It's hard to listen to everything, right? But
I'm
they're
just
definitely
thinking,
aware of what we're saying.
I've seen him before. I've watched some of the videos, right?
Mm.
And he doesn't have a family, does he?
Who?
The Swedish guy.
I have no idea, dude.
He just looks like he's a single guy.
I couldn't tell you, man.
Because if that's the case, that's why he's number one in my opinion. He has all the time in the world to kind of.
He's very smart. He's very analytical. He's very
Yeah.
Before the show goes on, all these guys are like going. He just sits there and he listens, right? And he's very hard to understand. But he's very knowledgeable, and he's made some picks. But he's only a few points ahead of the guy in second, so he can change. But right now, 4 weeks straight, he's been the top dog. So, Hawken, hats off to you, man.
Fair enough, brother, man. All right, tell you what.
Most guys' predictions are pretty good. Like most guys are 9 of 11, 8 of 11. So everybody's within the same realm. It's just is it going to be a TKO, SD, UD, or MB? That's where you start separating by 3 points, 4 points. So if you say UD and it's an SD, that's where you separate. Picking the fighters, we're all about 80%.
Kind of crazy,
pretty good.
I mean,
so if anybody's listening to that show and they're betting off of us, and you're going to take $1,000. You're going to bet $100, $100 on each fight. You're winning $2,000-$3,000 every week. So we know what we're doing. It's going to be SD, UD, MB, or knockout. That's where you separate a few points, and that's what separates it. Every guy's been over 500. Every guy, the worst guy 1 week was like 7 out of 11. Most guys are 8, 9. 1 week I was 10 out of 11. It comes down to SDs and UDs and how you pick it.
But what's kind of interesting is you guys are doing all the fights, which is really cool because some of these fights are really obscure.
It takes a long time to do it, dude.
If you're taking it seriously, yeah. If you
these guys like Neutral and Jams and Hawken and SWS Box is a little guy, little guy, young kid, early 20s. So these guys aren't playing around, man. I don't know how much they're studying. I'm studying 3 hours a week. So they're probably 4 or 5 hours a week apart from these cards, studying it, looking at this, and they don't want to lose. They don't want to make their show look stupid. You should
right? Send an invite out to.
What's that?
You should send an invite out to.
Who's that?
Max.
Yeah, he's pretty good at this stuff too. Yeah, everything's already gone now, but yeah, when they start again, yeah, he'd be good at it.
I think he'd be really good at it, man.
I don't know if he wants to do it though. These guys are a little more rough around the edges. Some of them.
Yeah, but this guy's coming into his own as he's growing up. I've been.
Well, no, he's good. He's great. Yeah, he's smart
great.
as hell.
He's great. All right, brother, man. I tell you what, it's time to wrap this baby up. Let's move on our way. It's about that time. I think the kids need to be picked up from school. I think the kid I have here needs a snack. So let's go deal with all that noise. All right, guys and gals, my name is Bobby Sampson. He is Mr. Chance Michaels.
In the words of the great AC/DC, those that download, like, and subscribe to the podcast, we salute you.
We do salute you, and everybody listen, man. Hard work, patience, and faith. Those are the most important things that you have in your life that no one can take away from you. Only you can destroy your patience. Only you can destroy your faith. And only you can work hard. No one can work hard for you. So remember, those things always belong to you. And if they're not there, it's because you choose not to have them there. Samp and Chance, have a great weekend. We'll talk to you next week.